Episode starts now.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to Scrub Mode.
Welcome
Oh
to
my
Scrub
God.
Mode. I'm glad that we're here. I'm glad to be here with my two friends, John and Ryan. My name's Julio, by the way. Welcome to our little podcast that we do. It's It lies at the intersection, or sits at the intersection. Doesn't lie. It sits at the intersection of monsters and gaming. So if you're into those two things, I think we can be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
Guess
you're into
so.
only one of those things, stick around. Maybe you'll learn something.
Yeah. Even if
Maybe.
you're into one or both of those things, we can be buddies. We'll
Yeah.
be your friends. But yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
John, by the way. And this tall drink of water over here is Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't see me, but I'm here. I'm very tall. I have water.
You know what else is tall and has water?
Oh yeah?
I don't know, but it's a segue.
Oh.
Oh man. Segue. Yeah, we're going down the monster manual. We've been doing this
We
for a
are.
little while. Yeah.
We finished off. We're gonna do Death Knights. That's the next one alphabetically, but Demilich is right nearby, and if we're doing Death Knights and Demiliches, we better just do like a vanilla liches too. We'll just roll them all together, get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Might as well just slam them together, because that just makes things simpler.
Ancient and medieval peoples, pre-modern peoples did not have monster manuals, so like, what's the difference between a powerful undead sorcerer who is super strong and a super strong undead warrior who can also cast spells?
A lich, right? Is that what we're talking about? No, wait. That's not.
My point, you're actually illustrating my point, Leo, so thank you. Like, what's the difference, really?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a lich and what's the other one?
A Demilich and a Death Knight.
Oh, a death knight. One of
Oh.
them has a higher intelligence stat, I imagine.
Yeah, basically. That's basically
One's
it.
cooler.
My point is, like, there are only so many stories. If you're undead and you're a sorcerer, you're probably also pretty good at fighting an immortal.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
basically what makes a Death Knight is a paladin flavored lich. A lich is a wizard flavored Death Knight. You know,
I see.
that's what I'm getting at. And a Demilich is fucking weird.
They're all derivatives of each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they've all
a
been
lich-
around.
A lich that, in the context of D&D, is someone who's put their soul into something else, right?
Yeah, a phylactery, which I hope I'm saying that right. It might be phylactery. I'll just call it a soul jar from here on out. 'cause
Phylactery.
That's the Walmart version of it. The
Soul
generic
jars?
brand is a soul jar.
Oh, nice. I need
Uh,
another one, by the way. So
Another soul jar or another?
thanks for reminding me.
Another what?
Don't look too deep into it.
Another glass of water? Is that what you need?
Yeah, exactly.
Remember
I
to
need
drink
an
your water.
equally tall soul jar for this glass of water.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So all three of these monsters are from the very first edition of D&D.
Mhm.
A lich, as Julia said, is an undead spellcaster who puts their soul in a little box that separates it from his body so he cannot die.
Just in case, gotta keep it in someplace real safe, like under
Yeah.
the couch.
Just in case.
I mean, I was going to save this for at the end of the episode, but let's say you're a lich.
Mhm.
Where do you keep your soul jar so that nobody finds it? And
Area
what is it?
51.
That's a good one, I guess. If you can get it. It's
If
a
they
good
would
safe
let
if
me.
you can get it.
If I
They
just
would
put
let me.
if they would let me put
You
my-
still gotta get government approval to hide your
Yeah.
soul jar.
Yeah. I think if you're trying to do it legit, I guess. I don't know.
I guess.
But if you're a lich,
I have
obviously
to
you're
confer with the president. Sir, I need you to hide my soul jar.
Let me do it in Area 51.
I'm really proud that none of us have made any jokes comparing any ancient member of the government to a lich, even though the fact that the lich must feed upon souls to sustain its immortal life, much like a vampire must feed on blood, makes it a very apt metaphor for capitalism.
I would put
Yeah,
mine at the bottom of the ocean.
that's
Yeah,
smart.
that was Brian. Damn it, that was my pocket one. Like
I'd need a pretty strong jar though to avoid
Maybe
getting
Fort Knox.
compressed.
that's a good point. I don't know. I find soda cans and stuff at the bottom of the ocean. I think you might be okay.
True.
What
But
if
like,
what if an Eldritch finds it though?
yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess that's true. In the
They're
D&D
cool
ocean,
with
there are
it.
like aboliths and mermaids and stuff like that. It's not as safe
Yeah.
as a
Don't
real
worry,
world ocean.
mermaids won't fuck around with a soul jar. I don't think.
Marrows, maybe, which are just evil mermaids. Boy, is that going to be a weird
Yeah, they
episode when we
would.
get there.
I wonder what the majority. I wonder what the not. I wonder what the how many like undead skeletons just walk into the ocean on a regular basis and just end up on the sea.
Mm.
Like Pirates of the Caribbean style.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like
Oh.
that was sort of my point. Because like you reform near your soul jar, but you're a lich, so like
Yeah,
you're immune to you're undead. You don't have to breathe, and you don't care about the cold. You're kind of okay at the bottom of the ocean, and you just teleport yourself to dry land. I don't know.
yeah,
Seems
yeah.
good. Seems. I think your idea is the right one, Ryan.
I love this dirty conversation.
Yeah.
I've also seen people do edgy stuff where they like are like, yeah, my soul jar is this puppy. You got to kill this puppy if you want to kill me.
Yeah.
And I think that's
You
a
want
little,
to blow up my soul? You must blow up this puppy.
it's a little Mass Effecty. You know what I mean? I like Mass Effect, where
Yeah,
it's like
it's
I have
funny.
contrived a
Yeah.
choice where like obviously you have to kill the puppy to kill the lich. Like it's a Batman
If
Joker
you want to kill
situation.
me, you have to blow up this child.
The only way, I think it's the moral quandary. The only way forward is to kill the dog. And everyone, you know, I'm a dog lover. I
Yeah,
cry.
it's tough.
Although
It's tough. That'd be
All
a
the
tough
time.
call to make. Yeah.
my point is like it seems like a thing where it's like you can't. The only way forward is to actually do the evil act, and then the DM's like, "Ha, I got you," and I don't like it. It's not actually a moral choice.
You put it in a grain of sand and then you put it in the desert.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, hide in plain sight kind of situation.
Deal
Needle
with
in a
it. Try to
haystack,
find my soul
you know?
jar amongst these billions of grains of sand.
Then they could just like I don't know, set the desert on fire or something. I don't know.
The one problem is you
What's
got
it gonna do to the sand?
But then it's
you got to be
this.
able to find your
I
soul
don't know, man.
jar because you got to feed it souls to
Oh,
sustain
yeah.
your
True.
immortality.
So do you have to go back
It's
to
fine,
it?
I know where
every
the
once in a
soul jar
while?
is.
Is this
Yeah.
a rule that exists? You have to go
So
back
it's not.
to it.
It's in the flavor text. There's not a rule for it, which I find a
Mhm.
little annoying.
So you have to go back to it and actually
Yeah.
put souls into it somehow.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
guess
D&D. We're
if
playing Calvin Ball here. Liches work however you want them to work. I'm just saying.
yeah, I like this. I like this conversation. So in theory, if I were to leave mine in Area 51, I'd have to go back and be like knock on Area 51's door and be like, "Hey, let me feed him some souls."
Well, I mean, like that's the best part about your idea, because if you legitimately acquired it, you would have like an Area 51 key card, right? You just walk in, you'd be like, "Hey
if the
guys, it's
president
me."
would let me.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
like,
get security, give you the little fucking metal detector shit, and then it's like, oh, so back to feed more souls to your soul jar, and you're like, yep, just how it is.
if I can play in the space with you for a second, like,
Yes.
presumably you get all the spells that a lich has, or which includes like dominate person. Can you just mind control Area 51 guy? Is everyone
You
in charge of
become
Area
president.
51?
This is a great idea for a villain.
Yeah.
The Lich
It's
is
just
president.
a Demilich that became
Yeah.
president.
Yeah.
Or like you have teleport, you have dimension door. Can you just like be like, I don't need a key card, I'm just gonna teleport through that wall?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true too.
Leave a tiny ring in between two computers and like
Mm-hmm.
You always set off the alarm, but like people are just like, oh, it's just the Demilich.
Yep.
He's just feeding souls into his soul jar. They're like, morally, they're like, do we even know where he gets the souls from? And it's like, we don't ask questions. He can teleport into our facility at any time. I'm sure he can blow us up at any time.
And yeah.
It's like
Just some
so either you gain
underpaid.
like the legitimate like action of entering
How
through
would you defeat such a villain, I
yeah,
ask you?
through Area 51 personnel, or you just scare them with the implications that oh, you have so much power anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, and Lich is like, we'll get into it in a second, but like these are some challenge rating 21 monsters. Like
Yeah,
the
they're
max level in
tough.
D&D is 20. Like they're a difficult challenge even for a full party of level 20 people, as strong as you can get.
Hmm.
These are
Yeah, a
strong,
gun
strong,
won't
big
do
bad
much to
guys.
them.
What's the mind flare again?
I think he's only challenge
He's the
rating 7
brain
or
dude with the
9.
tentacles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, although interestingly, there is an Alloon, which is a mind flare that's turned themselves into a Lich, and that is crazy
Ooh, that
strong.
sounds badass. That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
a little bit of a
The
hat on
guy's
a
like, I
hat,
did
but
it.
like it's a hat on a hat that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's a
Hey.
hat with a pair of goggles strapped to the front.
Yeah, a nice,
It's the
nice naughty
steampunk
feather.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a feather.
Let's
Yeah.
do a little bit of history. How about that?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to
Okay.
talk about some real world liches.
Let's delve in.
Yeah. So first, just like Lich is, this is not a monster like a vampire where it has a cultural history. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? The word lich is first used to describe like an evil undead sorcerer, as far as I can find in
Like in
1930.
fantasy.
Yeah, exactly in 1932.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
before
it's
that, it just was a German word or Old English word that meant corpse.
Oh,
in what work of fiction was it?
Clark Ashton Smith's "The Empire of the Necromancers."
Ooh, it sounds like a
Yeah,
great read. Sounds like a
it's a good.
page turner.
Okay, it is a great story, which is it features two necromancers who roll into ancient Egypt and just revive all the dead people from their tombs and live as kings.
nice.
It sounds fun.
Until yeah, until one pharaoh is like, "Oh shit, this dude is ruining my people's bodily autonomy and violating the sanctity of the grave," and regains his consciousness and kills them.
Hmm.
It's a good story. Go
Sounds
read it.
great.
It's like
Very
12
cool.
pages.
Okay. Short story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
definitive short story.
And even in the short story, Lich mostly just means corpse because Clark
Hmm.
Ashton Smith is doing the H.P. Lovecraft thing of using deliberately weird fucking words to make your story sound
The
like it's older
Lich.
and
It's
more
like
important.
witch, but with an L.
Exactly. Exactly. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. What
um,
else? What else on
let's
this?
see. So, there's in what I really hope is a band name along with Empire of the Necromancers. There's a story in 1929 from Robert Eat Howard, who was our Conan the Barbarian guy, and the story is just called Skullface. Where our villain is an
Skullface.
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 Not Skullface.
It's
It's
Yeah,
like
Skullface.
Skeletor, but worse.
yeah. I went Skeletor too. Yes.
It's like Skeletor's weird cousin.
Okay.
Skullface.
Yeah.
So this is actually not a fantasy story. It's like a pulp detective Doc Savage type of
What?
story.
Ooh.
That's pretty
And
cool.
our it's gonna get it. We're dealing with a 1920 pulp story, so it's gonna
Oh
get a
boy.
little bit racist real quick.
A little bit
Um,
That's fine.
racist.
but
We're
yeah, so
expecting it.
Okay.
yep. So our villain is an undead Atlantean necromancer who's using a complex crime network in the 1920s to brace yourselves, bring an end to Western civilization with the aid of Asian, Semitic, and African people.
Oh my.
Yeah, great, good.
Oh boy. Tell me what you really think.
I mean, like,
Yeah, so
realistically, that's the
it's
attack force you'd want.
Yeah.
I mean that's 2/3 of the podcast.
I mean, you could
There's
flip this and just make it about flip the script and make the bad guys the good guys, and that would be like that's the Avengers basically.
I mean, yeah. Like I'm saying, like I don't know why you'd want to do like that's like the most ideal attack force you'd want. They're
Do they win at the end?
so
I hope they do.
powerful already.
No, there our hero blows him up.
Oh.
Old
Boo.
story. Girl, you know how it goes.
Pretty
Yeah.
straightforward. Hero blows
Yeah.
him up. Oh, well.
It's also weird. Like we talk about Atlantis. We haven't talked about Atlantis a lot, but it's very weird because it like normally in all these weird racist Atlantis stories, Atlantis is like secretly the white people who taught everybody how to do all the math and civilization in hyperdiffusionism.
Well,
So
I
it's
love that my
kind of
introduction to
nice.
yeah, I
that
love that my
Atlantis
introduction to Atlantis was the movie, the Disney
or the Disney
movie.
movie's good. It has no act two, but I like the Disney movie. Did
It
you know
needs
Mike
an act two. That's the one
Would
flaw it
love if there was,
has.
but no act two.
Did you know that Mike Mignola did the art direction for that movie of
Yes,
Hellboy fame?
Ooh.
I
That's why it
did.
looks great.
I did. That's why it looks like no other Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Friggin'
Anyway, so
yeah, I
there's no
remember.
phylactery here, and it's obviously racist. But in Skullface, we have
Super racist.
undead, evil necromancer who is immortal and eats souls. Like that's a lich, right? That's close enough.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
that's all I need.
Yeah, but his soul isn't in a phylactery though. Phylactery? I don't like
Phylactery.
Yeah, I really did try on Google, and I've seen it pronounced both ways, and it's very frustrating. So maybe both are right. It feels like one of them is right, but whenever I say that one, I'm sure it's pronounced the other way. You know what I mean?
I think it's okay because it's not a real word. It's not a real
It's a real word though. Like it's they're used in various religious things. Like in the real world, at
Oh.
least in the one I'm familiar with, it's which is like Orthodox Jewish stuff. It's like a little tiny box that you sometimes strap to your forehead that has tiny
That's why
you know,
it
because like
makes
the
sense.
alphabet is magic in Hebrew and a lot of Semitic languages, like what you have with the golem. You write the word God on its head and it comes to life. Or you write the word life in some stories. This just has little like Hebrew characters and words in it that gives it its magic power.
I see.
So I'm sure there's a right way to say it, but it does not. It's not where you keep
However
a
they
soul.
pronounce it, but I feel like
I could not find. I tried. I could not find video of an Orthodox person pronouncing it.
I see.
Anyway, the first time a phylactery shows up, or phylactery, a soul jar. The first time a soul jar shows
Let's
up
just call it a soul jar. I think
is in
I think
1969 in D&D with liches. So I don't know where Gary Gygax or whoever got the idea from, but here you go. Well, we already mentioned that, like, you know, it's a box, yada yada. There's some other examples from other cultures that are similar, where it seems to be that like they're protective charms.
Interesting.
And yeah, that's like there's not a whole lot of meat on the bone here.
Right.
But they're great villains, as we were talking about.
Yeah, they are.
Great spell lists, super powerful, perfect big bad monster. We'll look at Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Look at Voldemort is basically, I know Harry Potter's no go, but Voldemort splits his soul into 8 pieces that you got to destroy.
He's trying to become a lich. That's his whole
Yeah.
spiel. That's his whole thing. Spoilers for Harry Potter, I guess.
Yeah. Sauron pours a part of his soul into the... Yeah.
It's been like 15 years. How have you not seen?
I never got to those books, so I can't really comment. I just know that like that's not a JKR original idea. Is splitting your soul up into objects and hiding them.
I don't know if I should feel bad if a person is like, man, spoilers. I don't know, because like
it's been a decade. I think you're safe.
The one time it happened for me when someone was like legit was upset I spoiled something for them. We were talking about Avengers Endgame.
Oh.
And like I just mentioned that Spider-Man dies in Avengers Endgame, and then like, but he comes back. He's going to come back, right?
We
all know this, right?
My partner has a similar story of like having a really weird reaction to the end of Endgame because like so many people die, and she like the theater was losing its mind. The theater was crying, and people were like, "Spider-Man's dead. Black Panther's dead." She's like, "I don't want to." I don't want to destroy. She was like, I don't want to destroy their enjoyment, but at the same time, I'm an X-Men fan. I know for a fact these characters get killed and brought back every second Tuesday.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially with X-Men.
And like there was already a Black Panther 2 and
Mhm. Things
Spider-Man
lined up and like,
Spider-Man 3 were already greenlit. So it's
yeah.
like Spider-Man 2 was already greenlit, so you know they're gonna be back,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
you
don't.
know they're gonna show up again,
Anyway, it's
but
just
it's
like,
just
yeah,
like yeah. What you said earlier,
no,
X-Men for sure.
go for it,
X-Men.
Ryan.
X-Men's the biggest
Yeah,
perpetrator of bring back the dead super hard.
Gene's
Did you
been
know at one
brought
point?
back from the dead so many times and so many. This is not an X-Men podcast, but
Yeah,
No, it's
but
a
did you
Disney
know that
things podcast, so
in one like version of those arcs is that they managed to create like a mutant utopia, and
which
Mhm.
then
one?
they use like several time and reality altering mutants to bring back like previously dead X-Men and other mutants. Like there was one that was able to speed up time, one that was able to simulate or like create the like an ovum, and then there was one that was able to retrieve like all memories and experiences of mutants in the past.
That sounds
And
like
they just
some Mr.
injected these
Sinister
like
shit.
yeah, they like injected this like simulacrum ovum with like all the experiences of a mutant, and then they sped up time and it regrew that mutant back to like a like fully cloned and like a realized version of their previous self. And it's like,
Yeah.
welcome back to the world of the living, and they're like, oh, thanks. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You can't just do that, X-Men.
Hey,
The
welcome
implicate.
back to the new Mutant Utopia. I'm sure this one will not get killed by a bunch of Sentinels or nuked or have a meteor thrown into it
Yeah,
or have a different group of Sentinels or a different group of mutants destroy it like the last 5 Mutant Utopias we've made.
yeah. It's like the last
This is the
5
one.
universes this
This
occurred in.
one's gonna stick.
Yeah, this one's it, boys. Much like how Doom gave up the world twice, this one will be
Oh, I
good.
love Doom.
Anyway, back to what we were talking
Yeah, where
about.
was I? I don't know. You
Holiday
guys have
expansion.
anything? Lich is good. Lich is fun. Lich is
Which is
powerful.
fun.
Which is
Which is
good,
We
which
know
is
cool.
it.
fun.
We know it's boring when we read the stat blocks, but like, good, perfect bad guy monster. Can't do better.
Perfect. Perfect. Super evil. Must
Um,
destroy.
I also like
Yeah.
that, like, because you
Ends
have
into
the
another dimension.
phylactery thing, and because they have Dimension Door,
Placatary.
like in D&D, it's really hard to have a recurring villain because your players usually stab them in the mouth to death.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if they do that with the Lich, he can just show up 2 weeks later and be like, "Okay, I'm fucking pissed."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you stabbed me in the mouth 20 times.
And it's sort of the
I brought
Superman
an army
problem
of the
too.
undead.
Yeah, it's a Superman problem, right? Where it's like when your
It
players are level
is. Yeah.
20, how do you challenge them? They're gonna win any fight. And the Lich is
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you can win any fight, but can you, you know,
Win this
I've
fight now.
win, yeah, can you, like, I am legally the king of this country. Are you gonna fuck with me? Can you find my phylactery? I could have hidden it anywhere, and I've had 1,000 years to think of like they do a lot of
Yeah.
cool shit.
Yeah.
Or
But
can you fight a Tarask?
Yeah, or
yeah.
two.
Or
Or
maybe
2.
a lich riding a Tarask.
Yeah,
Uh-oh. You
or
have to
other.
understand, I really
This
hate you
Tarask
at
is a
this
lich
moment.
now. Tarask lich.
I mean,
The
hey,
Trask.
maybe the Tarask is the Lich's soul jar.
Yeah,
And when the
we
Lich
have to
You
kill
have
dies,
to
it.
he
kill the
possesses the
Tarask.
Tarask.
I
I
put
don't
it
know.
inside of the Tarask. That would be a good one, actually. That's a smart one.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good one, especially in the world of
Free
D&D.
adventure advice.
Yeah. Also, it's super easy to feed souls to Tarask.
Yeah,
It does it by itself,
there you
practically.
go.
This sounds like a great idea for
I'm
a
excited
campaign.
as a side note for when we get to Tarask, which will be forever away because it's in the teas. But like, there's a Tarask festival in France. Like, it's a real local
I've heard
dragon.
of this. I think we
That's
Yeah.
talked
awesome.
about this.
We got to save it for the Trask episode, but it's very cool.
Yeah,
We should go
do
to
not
that
divulge
festival.
any further
God.
information about Tarask.
Let
Or
me
the
tell you,
level of
I'd love to
festivals they
go.
have.
I think it's in the south of France too. It's in one of the nicer parts.
It's one of
Oh,
the
man.
nicer country parts.
Oh man, good luck out there, France. By the way.
Yeah. I would fight for your right, man. I wish we
Yeah,
knew how to
fight for.
protest like the French did, but this is not that kind of a podcast.
Yeah.
Demilich. God, I'm not a huge fan of this monster. Do you guys even know what this is? Most people just skip over it.
I think we've covered it a
What?
lot. I think we can move on.
Oh, just real
Oh
quick, a
shoot.
Demilich is a lich who sent his soul into the astral plane to go vibe
Oh,
real hard and forgot to feed his phylactery, and now he's just a crystal skull.
Yay.
oh, oh, that's awesome.
He's one
Yeah,
of the things that Indiana Jones was looking for.
yeah, yeah. Um, so weirdly, they're even stronger than liches if you encounter them in their lairs, but if not, they're weaker. Um,
Mhm.
they're sort of just like a different flavor of liches with a few different things and some weird stuff. I don't think they're particularly interesting, but I like the idea of a lich. Like I like them more of as a role play piece where you like I have to find a creature that can do this. So you go and find, you got to bring this dude whose soul has been out traveling other dimensions. Got to go bring him back to Earth to get information from him or something. I don't know.
Yeah. How would you even? I guess constructing a story around that kind of villain is the most interesting part about him.
Yeah.
You know, I think I would go the Dragon Ball Z route and have it be like a giant planet-sized skull.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's very cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like a
He'd be
nowhere
like,
type thing.
yeah, like if Galactus were a lich.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
kind of is in a weird way.
yeah. I mean, it's got to drain life force.
But yeah, if it were like if Galactus's skull were just floating through space, yeah, collecting
It'd be
souls,
spooky.
it'd be spooky. Yeah.
They're a lich that either got distracted and is now weaker, or they've already achieved their goals, or they failed really hard doing so.
hmm
And like a little skull is a lot less exciting to fight than a shambling eternal sorcerer lord, even if they're like very similar in rules.
I mean, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, a skull, a floating skull. What was that? Magic the Gathering. There's a demi lich in Magic the Gathering, I
Oh,
think.
it's probably a Sarah Rack who's like famous for the Tomb of Horrors, which is like one of the hardest
Yeah,
dungeons ever.
yeah. He's got like crystals for his eyes and like crystalline teeth. He's pretty
Yeah.
fucking metal looking. Let me look him up real quick. MTG Lich. Lich.
We say our Google searches out loud here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Where is he? Where is he? He's blue. He's like 5 blue. He
Yeah,
costs
I
like
think liches have to be blue black.
5 blue.
he's like a lot.
It's a lot of blue.
It's a lot to get him out there. MTG Lich Mastery.
I'm going to see, is this the right guy?
Let me see. Let me see what you pulled up.
One sec, I gotta find him.
Okay.
Well, this dude's black. He's not blue.
Arena. No, it's not. Arena. I know he exists in Arena. Lich. He's a skeleton wizard. Oh, he's 4 blue actually.
Yeah.
4 whole blue.
He's 4 blue, but he costs 1 blue less to cast for each instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn. Whenever
Who
Demilich
the hell
attacks,
puts
exile up
4
to 1
blue?
target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Copy it. You may cast the copy.
Seems
You may
good.
cast, yeah, you may cast Demiliches from your graveyard by exiling 4 instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard in addition to paying its other
Keeps on
costs.
coming back. Can't keep him down.
Yeah, classic skeleton wizard.
Yep. Classic. Another classic Acererak prank.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wait a minute. What is this? What is this effect on a Serac?
Which one?
Oh, let me see. Whenever it's Serac
He enters the battlefield. If you haven't completed Tomb of Annihilation, return a Serac, the Archlich, to its owner's hand and venture into the dungeon.
Yeah, there's like dungeons in these cards.
It got
It's
so
crazy.
complicated.
It got crazy. I only played this card in Arena.
Whenever
Oh,
a
look.
Serac, the Archlich, attacks for each opponent, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token unless the player sacrifices a creature.
Wow.
That's pretty mean.
It's
Also,
very
a
mean.
5/5 for
That's
just
classic
3
classic
mana?
black.
What is this?
Yeah.
Classic black MTG stuff.
Yeah.
For
You're
3
mean to
mana
me.
though?
Yeah, I know. It's a little. It's not that much.
Boo.
He can be countered, and you can kill him though.
Yeah.
There's some cards that can just straight up kill him.
We should maybe talk about MTG and the Pinkertons, which is a very funny story, but another time.
Yeah, another time.
Right when Wizards' reputation was improving, they hired the Pinkertons to chase down some dude who's doing a card
Yeah,
scam.
what the fuck?
Well,
What's
there's a
that
lot of
about? Honestly.
don't hire the Pinkertons, dude. They're fuck. Anyway, Death Knight. Speaking
Anyway.
of, Pinkertons are sometimes called the Knights of Capitalism, and here we have a
Oh,
Death Knight. So this is a paladin that has fallen
right.
and is now
And become a
undead.
zombie.
Yeah, and he is a powerful undead leader. He can marshal undead to his command.
Hmm.
He's a skilled sword fighter. He can parry, and they're up there. They're challenge rating 17. Um,
Hmm.
they've got he's got a pretty scary stat block going on, but I know stat blocks are boring, so I'll just say like the monster manual gives you examples of how a paladin can fall, trying so hard to do the lawful good thing that he does the lawful evil thing. So I think there's no reason a paladin can't be like a fighter or a who's forgotten everything but the thrill of battle and is just an undead juggernaut, or a barbarian king who's like risen from the dead to retake his empire. Like as always, reskin the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's an edge lord. It's the edgiest of the edge
Yeah,
lords.
yeah. It's a warning. If you're using it story wise, it's a warning to your paladin of
Hmm.
like, hey, be careful, don't be stupid.
Yeah.
But I think like on the table, it's just a very strong undead monster who can like works a lot like a player.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I also like. Are you guys familiar with how the Ghoul Kings work in Warhammer?
Not really.
Ghoul
No.
King.
The Ghoul Kings.
So they're Ghoul
Ghoul
Kings.
King.
They're vampires that are followed around by cannibalistic ghouls who still think that they're like noble knights. And they're like, oh yes, here's Sir John, my best dude. You know, a noble abbot, and you look to this monster's right, and there's a ghoul gnawing on the dude's
Look
femur.
before you. There is Sir John. He is my dude.
I think I just saying I think that's a great characterization for Death Knight, who's like, ah, yes, you see all these undead creatures following me these around? These are members of my court, good and noble people. We're on a holy quest to get the Grail, and like, he doesn't realize he's too up in his own shit. He doesn't realize he's being followed around by a horde of monsters he's mind controlling to do violence,
I like that.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
a Don Quixote thing.
That'd be very
You know,
great. Yeah,
he's
I like
just
that.
he's just doing what he feels is right, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
good
feels
villain.
right. Just
The best
feels
villains
right.
are heroes in their own stories, right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Death Knight. Let's see here. Fighters, Ranger, Barbarians.
Page 49 in or sorry 47 in your monster manuals.
Mm-hmm. I got the
He's
Forgotten Realms fandom wiki up
yeah, that works too.
on him.
On the tabletop, how do these guys do? Have we said anything to mention we haven't said before? Lich have a
Challenging 17, I guess.
yep. Could be a boss in its own right,
Yeah.
or a Lich's number 2. It's a good
Yeah.
monster. It can throw fireballs. It's got all the paladin smite spells, so you can give your players a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah.
Reminder that critting on smite also crits with the smite dice, so you can just single-handedly nuke stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that's correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
They also have Compel Duel, which is the 1v1 me bro spell, which is always funny.
Yeah, it's great. I like that spell. The samurai has that cast.
You continue
yeah.
to insist on hurting my dude's feelings? That is the last time you insult Sir John. 1v1 me, bro.
Sir John, he's
Rust.
fallen in battle. And you look over and it's just a ghost that's floating there.
Can't believe it.
You still haven't seen the D&D movie yet, huh, John?
I know we need to, and once we see it, I think we should do a review.
We got
I think
it.
it would be a good
I've already
relaxed
seen
episode.
I've
Is
seen
there a
it.
Death Knight in there or something, or is it?
There's
I
knights.
haven't seen it
I
yet.
don't want to spoil
Oh,
it.
okay, okay.
There is swords and sorcery going on in it, I guess.
Yeah.
There are
Did you
dungeons
see it yet,
and.
Ryan?
No, not yet.
No, yeah, okay.
Can I ask you, Julio, were you rooting for the dungeons or the dragons?
I was rooting for the dragons.
Yeah.
I was very much a dragon appreciator.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
So how
I
about
would
some
want the
real
dungeon to win.
real undead lords that people allegedly say were walking around?
Oh really? Knights of
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, I have a couple for you, just a couple, but maybe
Oh,
that's
okay.
okay.
Cool. Tell
Uh,
me.
have you guys ever heard of a fext?
A
Effects?
what?
Nah.
F-E-X-T, a fext.
Oh, no.
Fext. Fext. Nope. Never
This is
heard
more
of
of
one.
a death knight than a lich, but
Uh-huh.
so this monster allegedly first appears in the 30 Years' War, which was the big Catholic versus Protestant war that covered much of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Um, so a fex is allegedly created when a child is born from its mother's womb in an amniotic cavity. The attached placenta is then removed, dried, and stored. And when the child is old enough, the preserved placenta is held or sometimes sewn under the child's left arm.
Hmm.
Huh.
And this somehow makes them immortal and
All
undead.
right.
I see.
We'll roll with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Um,
only it was so easy.
in other stories, like when a baby is born, if they die soon after and then come back, that might make them a fext.
Mm-hmm. Undead
Uh,
baby.
and in other cases, some people are just born a fext. You
Oh,
don't have to have anything sewn onto there. You're born in the weird amniotic cavity.
I see.
You're just a normal human child until you get killed, and then you rise from the grave as a fext.
Hmm.
The name, which is super hard to say, is allegedly a corruption of the German word fest, meaning hard. So like because they were invincible, they couldn't be killed by bullets because they were immortal undead soldiers.
Right,
Um,
right.
or other things say it's a shortening of the word Kugelfest, which sounds like a tasty kind of noodle, but
Kugelfest.
allegedly means bulletproof in German.
Sounds like
Okay.
some kind of festival to me.
Yeah, I should have done the
Blueface.
research, but there's a type of like German traditional macaroni and cheese that sounds like Kugel,
Okay.
and that's all I can think
Mmm.
about, and I'm so hungry.
I see.
German mac and
I'm hungry
cheese.
too. Me and my wife are gonna go out to dinner tonight. I'm
Oh yeah,
excited.
me too. Let's see. How do you guys think you kill a fext? There's like 10 ways. If you can guess one of them, I will give
Uh,
you one jelly bean.
you
Let's see.
remove the placenta.
I mean, that's yes, but I already said that one, so half credit, half jelly bean.
Uh, damn it. I want a full jelly bean.
Let's see. I think
17th century monster. So
you
I'll
cut their
say it like,
head off.
nah.
Not even no. Oh no, that's my only strategy.
So you got to
Spray
shoot
it with
them.
holy water.
Shoot them with what?
Not holy water, but in some stories a glass bullet. In other stories a silver button. In other stories a stake, much like a vampire. Or in
Oh,
other stories the pit of a fruit.
you
Any fruit?
Like
so you load
yeah,
up a
like a
block
cherry
with
pit or a peach pit.
I don't
Put
know if
that
my
in your
bullet
old
shoots
timey
those.
musket. Pop 'em.
I
The
don't think my
pit's
gun
gonna
shoots those.
explode.
Yeah. Well, you
You'll
just
be
got to take the pit.
shotgunning pits into someone.
Perfect. Shotgun pits into the lich.
Hmm. But
But
how?
what flesh are you gonna tear up? You're gonna.
It's the 1600s, okay? Like
I
guns weren't
see.
accurate. You loaded guns with whatever shit you could find.
I
Like
see. It was a musket. You
yeah,
load up a
Fair,
musket
fair.
with
That's
yeah,
it.
fair.
yeah. This is the 1600s. This
I
like guns
see.
are pretty new.
Guns are very new. Yeah.
We hadn't yet. Yeah.
Just load up a
You had me
peach
at
pit into
yuck.
one. An avocado pit, I think, would do
And
some real damage.
oh god, can you
Oh no, an
imagine?
avocado pit would destroy. That's like a. That's it. That's equivalent to like the lead balls that they put in muskets anyway.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
not want to get shot with an avocado pit in real life. Holy shit.
Yeah, for real.
It sounds like it would be just horrifying.
That's my chosen weapon against this enemy.
Yeah.
The avocado pit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you want them to know it was you gotta send a message.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this a rule in my D&D game. You have to kill
Hasta
the
la
I'll
kill
make you toast later.
Yeah.
Just save your avocado pits, don't throw them out.
Yep. All right. So, in my last little story for you guys here before we get dinner.
Mhm.
Y'all ever heard of Koshi the Deathless?
Koshi the Deathless. That sounds like a badass.
Yeah. How about you, Ryan?
No,
You ever heard of
I've
this
not
dude?
heard of them.
So this
I've
is
not
a
heard of
bad
them.
guy from Russian mythology. He's very popular in operas and songs and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
he is an undead, immortal sorcerer lord who cannot be killed.
Wow. Just
Uh,
cannot.
yeah, because
Cannot
he
be
has
killed.
his soul separated from his body.
Okay. Like a
Um,
All right.
lich.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, exactly like a lich. That's why we're talking about him.
Right.
Get ready for this because you're familiar with Matryoshka, right? The Russian nesting dolls.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's where this guy held his soul. You see,
Oh.
his soul is trapped inside of a needle or arrowhead, which is inside of an egg, which is inside of a duck, which is inside of a rabbit, which is inside of a chest, which is buried under a tree on a magically hidden island.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
smart.
turducken.
That's great.
Only if you smash his soul inside the turducken can you kill him.
I see.
The Turduncan, the soul Turduncan.
Have you ever
Yeah, the
had a
soul
turducken, John?
What?
Have you ever had a
Have you had a
turducken?
Fuck
turducken?
no.
No,
You never had
What,
a
you?
chicken inside of a
not on
inside
your
of a
list of
turkey?
things you want to try.
No, the KFC Double Down is about as food adventurous as I want to get.
I see.
I still need to try the new Double Down.
There's a new Double Down? I gotta try it.
Well, like apparently it's like different from the previous Double Downs when they brought it back out. Like the chicken is bigger now, I assume, is what they said.
The chicken was the bread. It didn't need more chicken. It needed more shit in
Yeah,
the middle.
well, you
because it was
need more
just-
chicken now. They put more chicken in it.
Sorry, we say our Google searches out loud. New KFC
Double down.
Double
Yeah.
Down.
They put chicken between it. They put chicken between the chicken. So
No, they just
It
made
looks
the
like they've
chicken
just
bigger.
added an extra slice of cheese. It seems not as fucked up as I thought.
But, like,
a
seems-
stack of.
I'm sure the
breast.
chicken is bigger, right?
Can I read this? Actually, Julio, let's you want to dramatically read the description of the Double Down.
Hell yeah.
I found in this press release.
I don't want to give out like free advertising to KFC, but like,
Let me do it. Let me give free advertising
go for it, Ryan.
to KFC. You're like, I don't want to give free KFC free advertising. I'll do it.
Okay, do it.
Wait.
I'll do it again. Hell.
Wait, that's the wrong one. Hold on.
As much as I love
Oh.
KFC.
Is it a different one?
Sorry, I fucked up. That's the only paragraph here not describing the Double Down.
Mhm.
Here you
Oh,
go.
man.
There you go. The iconic bunless sandwich.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with the classic commercial deep voice that's too deep for humankind.
You are our ad reader, so we appreciate it.
The iconic bunless sandwich features 2 of KFC's extra crispy 100% white meat fillets, 2 slices of cheese, 2 pieces of crispy hickory smoked bacon, with either the Colonel's real mayo or spicy sauce. KFC's originally debuted the Double Down in 2010, selling more than 10 million sandwiches in the first month, and due to much hype and fanfare, the brand brought it back in April of 2014.
But this press release is from March of 2023. Whatever.
Yeah, that's all good.
Koshi the Deathless, much like the Double Down, cannot be defeated.
Cannot be defeated.
Don't even try it.
You
Sometimes
cannot beat
he's
Kosher the Deathless 2 layers of
yeah.
depth between Arrowhead.
He's sometimes a Baba Yaga henchman. He's sometimes a Baba Yaga rival. He's like a
Ooh.
number 2 big bad. Um, he often has magical rings and cloaks and keys, which sounds like a lich, just accumulating magical items. He
Oh yeah.
also almost every Koshi the Deathless story, like he's like Bowser the Ice King. He loves him capturing some princesses and
Oh,
forcing them to marry him.
Right, you saw the Super Mario movie, right?
I did. Yeah,
I
I've
still
also
haven't
missed that
seen
one.
it. I haven't seen that one yet.
it's a fun movie.
I bet. It looked like fun.
I'm sure you'll enjoy it for sure.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I kind of want to see it.
You will see it.
I'll see it. I'll see it sometime. Probably on
Um,
stream.
yeah. Oh, that's Koshi. That's Liches. That's Death Knights. You guys got any final thoughts, or should we just talk about the Double Down?
I think I kind of just want to talk about the Double Down.
All right, I
Yeah.
got a few more
I
minutes.
mean,
Hit me with that Double
two
Down.
Oh,
pieces
man.
of hickory smoked bacon. Come on.
You
I
better
would-
title this episode like Death Knights, Demiliches, Liches, and the Double Down.
Death
Yeah.
Knights, Demiliches, and Double Downs.
Yeah.
It'll be D&D Monster Manual D section. Demiliches, Death Knights, Double Down.
Oh man,
That was the scariest monster on the list, the Double Down.
the scare. Yeah, I remember being so
It's
enamored
actually
by
a
the
challenge
freaking Double
rating
Down when it
22.
came out.
Yeah, me too. Well, I love I love Taco Bell because it's also
Mhm.
owned by brands, much like KFC, but like it's not good Mexican food. Like I've lived in LA.
Yeah,
You both know LA. There's much better, cheaper Mexican food everywhere.
it
It's that
is.
it's
I
not.
don't know why Taco Bell's so fucking expensive these days.
I know,
It's
right?
not. Well,
Do they pay a living wage now? Is that why? I'm sure that's not the reason.
my point is Taco Bell isn't Mexican food. It's mad science food, and KFC is
Yeah,
starting to lean that way.
yeah, which I feel like they should.
That's very true.
Have you
Taco
tried?
Bell, Taco Bell loves mashing stuff together.
Have you tried the chicken pot pie from KFC, John?
I've not. Sounds not great.
It's actually the best thing they make, in my opinion. Funny
Really?
enough, yeah, it's better than it should be. You know, it's
I'll have to
weird.
give it. Is it mad sciencey though?
Not really. It's just kind of a good chicken pot
Ah.
pie. I think it's kind of funny because
Solid pot pie.
yeah, it's better than it should be, and like it's funny because like I'll get one when it's like around like Thanksgiving, like fall. if I want to
Yeah.
if I want to be in the mood, in the festive mood. Yeah, I guess that's my recommendation: the KFC chicken pot pie.
Get a KFC chicken pot pie. Use a lich as your big bad. Find something creative to do with its phylactery area.
Yeah, sponsor is
That's what
KFC.
sponsors KFC or Taco Bell.
Or Taco Bell, young brands. Let's
Either
talk.
one.
Let's talk. I love hanging out with you guys. Let's plug our pluggables.
Oh yes,
I love
Jesse
hanging out with you
Sanders
too.
does our music, and he's fantastic.
he's great. Follow him on
Jesse
Instagram.
Sanders, super chill guy.
Cool guy. Jesse on a beat on Instagram. Check him out. What else?
Leave us
Classic
5 stars
Coffee.
reviews on Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
whatever podcast app
Yeah,
is now.
review us. That'd be great. I'd appreciate
It really,
it.
really helps. And
Yeah,
when we get
but
enough, we'll read
Send
your
us,
reviews.
send us that
We'll
coffee
read your
donation.
reviews. We will.
Didn't we found we got a recent spike, so somebody is doing us a favor out there, and thank you whoever that is who shared the podcast with their friends. Share it with your friends. It's a great way to get
Share
more
it with your
listeners.
friends. Tell your
Yeah.
friends about us. Tell a trusted friend about us. Tell someone you hate about us. Tell your boss about us. Tell.
Especially the person that you hate. Tell them about us.
Yeah. But
Make sure it's hard to escape your grasp when you talk about us to the person that you hate.
yeah.
It'll do us some good, and then it'll also make you feel better.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Also, I just looked up the pot pie in KFC. It's not bad looking.
I know, right? It's
Once
better
again,
than it should
KFC.
be. It's better than
Right?
it should be.
KFC sponsor us.
Yeah.
Holy they give 16-piece tenders away?
Okay.
Who
this is
needs
too
that
much
many
free
tenders?
advertising.
All right. I gotta go run grab Anna now.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah.